Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into something many of you clearly love: avocados. We've seen the sources you sent. Everything from nutrition facts to recipes, even how to grow them.
Yeah, a fantastic mix. And our mission today is basically to sift through all that and pull out the really key, interesting stuff. Think of it as your shortcut to becoming an avocado expert, or at least knowing a bit more.
Sounds good. We're looking at an article called Everything You Need to Know About Avocados, and also something calling avocados a genius food for brain health.
Exactly. Some really solid sources there.
Okay, so guacamole, obviously. Yeah. That's the go-to. But let's start with the basics. What is an avocado, really? Because I read something surprising.
Yes. The botanical twist. It's technically a berry, a single seed berry, believe it or not.
Right. Seems weird because we use it like a vegetable.
It does, doesn't it? But yeah, botanically, it fits the definition. You also hear it called alligator pear. You can kind of see why with the bumpy sin sometimes, or butterfruit.
Butterfruit makes sense given the texture. And it really is everywhere. Salads, wraps.
Smoothies, even brownies I've seen recipes for. Its versatility is, well, pretty amazing.
Okay, but what about the cost? We know they're not always cheap. What did the sources say about typical prices?
Well, there's definitely a range. The info suggests like Walmart might have them for around 68 cents each, maybe. Kroger a bit higher, maybe $1.25 on average. And then you've got places like Trader Joe's with those little teeny tiny avocados, like $2.99 for a bag of 6. So it varies quite a bit.
Interesting. Okay, so beyond the fruit itself, what about avocado oil? That seems to be getting more popular too.
Oh, definitely. It's pressed right from the flesh of the avocado, not the seed. And the big draws are its really mild taste and a high smoke point.
So good for cooking then.
Yeah, exactly. You can use it for high heat cooking, like searing or roasting, but it's also great raw in dressings, kind of like olive oil.
Is it similar to olive oil in other ways?
There are parallels for sure in terms of how you can use it. And it has nutritional value too. You can find cold-pressed avocado oil, that's the unrefined stuff, usually greenish.
Okay.
And then there's the refined, sometimes bleached kind. That's often paler yellow and sometimes used more in like skincare products.
Skincare. Huh. So what's the nutritional deal with, say, a tablespoon of the oil?
Okay, so 1 tablespoon gives you around 124 calories and about 14 grams of fat. But importantly, most of that fat is oleic acid.
That's the good stuff, right? Monounsaturated.
That's the one. Good for cholesterol levels. And you get some vitamin E in there as well.
All right, let's zoom back into the avocado itself, the fruit. They get talked about as being high in calories. Let's unpack that.
They are pretty energy dense, no doubt. One source mentioned that a standard serving is maybe smaller than people think, like a third of a medium one, 50 grams, is about 50 calories.
Okay, so portion size matters.
It does, but it's also where those calories come from. It's mostly that monounsaturated fat we just talked about with the oil.
The good fat.
Exactly. The kind that, in moderation, as part of a balanced diet, can actually help lower your LDL, your bad cholesterol.
So, not a fat to necessarily avoid, just be mindful of.
Yeah.
What else is packed in there? Vitamins, minerals?
Oh, yeah. Loads. Nearly 20 different ones. Per 100 grams, that's roughly half a medium avocado, you're getting a good hit of potassium, like 485 milligrams.
Wow.
The Genius food source actually points out that's more potassium than a banana, which is kind of surprising to most people.
It is, yeah. What else?
You also get folate, 81 micrograms, vitamin B6, about 0.257 milligrams, vitamin C, 10 milligrams, and vitamin E, around 2 milligrams. Plus, they're low in sugar.
And fiber, too, right? They help keep you full.
Definitely. They've got a decent amount of fiber. And yeah, one study mentioned showed people felt significantly more satisfied and less hungry for hours after adding half an avocado to their lunch.
That feeling of fullness, satiety, that can be really helpful.
For sure. It can help manage overall intake, potentially.
Okay, so we've got the fats, the vitamins, the fiber. Let's connect these to specific health benefits. What did the sources suggest beyond just general good nutrition?
Right, this is where it gets really interesting. The nutrients seem linked to potentially preventing or managing quite a few conditions. Take cancer, for instance.
Okay.
The folate might help lower the risk for certain types, like prostate and colon cancer. Some compounds are even being looked at for treatment potential, though that's early days.
Interesting. What about things like arthritis?
Yeah, there's some evidence, particularly around extracts from avocado and soybean oils, these things called ASUs, avocado soybean unsaponifiables. They might help ease osteoarthritis symptoms. Plus, the vitamin K in avocados is important for bone health, possibly reducing the risk of osteoporosis.
And I saw a mention of depression. How does that link work?
It seems connected to folate again. Low folate levels have been linked to depression. Folate helps break down homocysteine, a substance that, if it builds up, can kind of mess with nutrient delivery to the brain.
I see. So keeping homocysteine in check might help manage symptoms.
That's the idea. And then there's inflammation.
Always a big topic.
Right. Vitamin E is a known anti-inflammatory. And that fiber we mentioned, great for digestion, keeping things regular. It's mostly insoluble fiber.
Good for gut health. What about blood pressure?
That's where the potassium really shines. It helps balance out sodium levels and can help relax blood vessel walls, which is great for lowering pressure.
And that ties into heart health overall, I guess.
Absolutely. The oleic acid helps reduce inflammation in the heart and blood vessels. And there's another compound, beta-sitosterol, which might help lower cholesterol too.
Wow, it really covers a lot of bases, even eyes.
Yep. Avocados have lutein and zeaxanthin. These are antioxidants that accumulate in the eyes and help protect against UV damage, potentially lowering the risk of cataracts and macular degeneration.
Amazing. And for pregnancy.
Folate, again, is crucial. Getting enough folate early in pregnancy is vital for preventing neural tube defects in the baby. Avocados are a great natural source.
Okay, sold on the benefits. Now, practically speaking, we need ideas beyond guacamole. Avocado toast is huge, right? Any fun twists?
Oh, the possibilities are endless with avocado toast.
Yeah.
The sources mention things like just lemon juice, olive oil, Italian herbs, simple but good. Or a Tex-Mex style with tomato, black beans, cilantro, even using everything bagel seasoning.
Ooh, I like that idea. What else can we do with them?
You can blend them into super creamy pasta sauces that's surprisingly good. Or use mashed avocado instead of butter or oil in some baking recipes.
Baking.
Yeah, and just sliced on sandwiches, of course, adds that richness. But one source did caution about things like deep-fried avocado often found in restaurants.
Right. So you gotta watch the preparation.
Exactly. Frying adds a lot of extra fat and calories.
Makes sense. Okay, shifting gears a bit. Skincare. I've heard people use avocado masks.
Yeah, it's a classic DIY beauty treatment. Super simple. Just mash up a ripe avocado. You can add a bit of honey for moisture, or maybe plain yogurt for some gentle exfoliation.
And why is it good for skin?
It's packed with those vitamins A, C, E, K, plus antioxidants and healthy fats. All great for hydrating and nourishing the skin. Just snap it on, wait 15-20 minutes, rinse off.
Nice. A little home spa treatment. Now, the eternal struggle. Ripening and storing. Any pro tips from the sources?
Yes. The avocado waiting game. The classic trick is the paper bag, right? Put an unripe avocado in a paper bag, maybe with an apple or banana.
My apple or banana.
They release ethylene gas, which speeds up ripening. To check if it's ready, it should yield to gentle pressure, and the skin is often darker, depending on the variety.
And once it's right?
Fridge is your friend. Pop it in the refrigerator to slow down the ripening, and always wash the outside before you cut into it.
Good point. What about freezing? If you have too many ripe ones?
You can freeze it, yeah. Best way is usually mashed. You can also slice or cube it. Put it in airtight bags or containers. Get as much air out as possible to prevent browning. Store it really cold, 0 Fahrenheit or below.
Does it change it much?
The texture definitely changes. It gets softer, mushier. So it's best for things like guacamole or smoothies after thawing. Not so much for slicing onto a salad.
Got it. Good to know. Okay, important point here, allergies. Is that common?
It's not super common, but it exists, and there's a specific link to be aware of. Latex allergy. It's called latex food syndrome.
How does that work?
Avocados have proteins that are similar to proteins in natural rubber latex. So someone allergic to latex might react to avocado.
Wow, okay.
Symptoms can be mild, like an itchy mouth, or more severe, and they can sometimes get worse with more exposure. So if you know you have a latex allergy, definitely talk to your doctor before eating avocado.
Really important safety note there. Okay, for the superfans, growing your own avocado tree, is that actually feasible?
It takes patience, a lot of patience. But yeah, you can try it from the pit, clean the pit, figure out the top and bottom. The pointier end is usually the top.
Right.
Suspend it with toothpicks over a glass of water so the bottom part is submerged. Keep it somewhere warm and bright, change the water often.
And then it sprouts.
Hopefully. Eventually, you should see roots and a stem. Once it's got a decent stem, maybe 6 inches, and some roots, you plant it in soil. Keep it watered, give it sunlight.
But don't expect avocados next year.
Oh, heavens no. It can take many, many years to potentially get fruit if it ever does, especially if you're not in the right climate. It's more of a fun plant project, really.
Okay, manage expectations there.
Yeah.
Let's swing back to that genius food idea. What makes avocados so special for brain health, according to that source?
Well, a few key things. First, they apparently have the highest fat-protecting capacity of fruits and veggies. Our brain is mostly fat, right? And it's vulnerable to damage oxidative stress.
Okay, so avocados help protect that brain fat.
That's the idea. They also have multiple forms of vitamin E, which is better than just one type from a pill, plus those carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin. We mentioned them for eyes.
Right.
But they also seem to boost cognitive processing speed. And the healthy fats in the avocado help you absorb all these fat-soluble brain nutrients.
Makes sense. And the potassium connection to brain health.
Yeah, potassium is crucial for healthy blood vessels and regulating blood pressure. Good blood flow is obviously vital for the brain. The author pointed out our modern diets are often low in potassium compared to what our ancestors ate.
And avocados have more than bananas, you said.
Roughly double, apparently. So great for supporting that vascular network in the brain.
And fiber. How does fiber help the brain? Seems less direct.
It's the gut-brain axis. Avocados have a good amount of fiber, around 12 grams in a medium one. This fiber feeds your good gut bacteria.
Prebiotic.
Exactly. And healthy gut bacteria produce compounds that reduce inflammation throughout the body, improve insulin sensitivity, and even boost brain growth factors. It's all connected.
Wow. So what's the recommendation from this genius food perspective? Eat more avocados.
Pretty much. The author suggests aiming for half to a whole avocado daily. Keep it simple bit of sea salt, good olive oil, or add it to eggs, salads, smoothies.
Easy.
And they repeat the tip about refrigerating ripe ones to make it easier to have them on hand. Oh, and speaking of having them on hand, for anyone wanting to make this a regular thing with really good quality avocados, we've put links to some trusted places to buy them in the description.
Perfect. Okay, that was a lot. Let's quickly nail down the main takeaways.
Sure. So, key things. It's a berry, packed with healthy monounsaturated fats, good in moderation. Lots of potential health upsides, maybe helping with cancer risk, arthritis, depression, inflammation, thanks to nutrients like folate, potassium, vitamin K, vitamin E, and fiber.
Right.
And don't forget avocado oil, versatile for cooking and maybe even skin.
Great summary. And let's hit those quick FAQs people often ask. Is eating one every day okay?
Generally, yeah, for most people. Good for heart health, HDL cholesterol, gut health. Just be mindful of the calories fitting into your overall diet. Portion sizes are still key.
Fruit or protein? Quick reminder.
Definitely a fruit, botanically. It has some protein, maybe 4 grams in a medium one, but it's not primarily a protein source.
And can they target belly fat?
Nope, that's a myth. You can't spot reduce fat. Overall weight management is the way.
Calorie count again, roughly for a medium one.
Around 240 calories.
And carbs.
About 17 grams in a medium avocado, but a good chunk of that is fiber.
Excellent. Well, I definitely feel much more knowledgeable about avocados now. Hopefully everyone listening feels they got a great distillation of the info you sent in. Some surprising facts in there.
Absolutely, and it does make you think, doesn't it? Given all these benefits, maybe there are new ways to work them into your meals, or even that face mask idea.
For sure. And if you are inspired to stock up, remember those links to buy high-quality avocados are right there in the description. Easy access to the good stuff.
Definitely check those out. And hey, keep exploring, keep enjoying them, and maybe even give that avocado seed sprouting project a try. Just be patient.